New overnight, Israel and Hamas have agreed to terms on another 24-hour extension of the humanitarian pause in Gaza. Now, this latest deal means the pause in fighting will last at least a week. So far, more than 100 hostages have been released from Gaza, and it's estimated that more than 140 are still being held captive by Hamas terrorists. Let's bring back into the program IDF spokesperson Lieutenant Colonel Peter Lerner for more. Colonel, as always, thank you again for joining the show. The ceasefire once again has been extended. This came just, in the last few minutes before it was set to expire. Wondering if you could offer us some insight into that decision making to continue the pause in fighting.
Well, good morning to you, Markie. I think what we've seen over the last week is indeed a very clear prioritization of three components. We are willing to hold our fire for an operational pause for three things. First of all, to bring the hostages home. Every last one of them needs to come home. They need to be brought home safe and sound. Second, in order to facilitate and increase humanitarian assistance coming into Gaza Strip for the people who are not involved, for the civilians, for the non-combatants. And third, for us to, as the IDF, to prepare for the next stage of the battle, of the war against Hamas, in order to alleviate and relieve us from the threat of Hamas's terrorist activity. So the priority today of bringing back hostages, as many as possible, is what is taking front and center, which is the most important thing at this time.
Yeah, we know the IDF and the Israeli government has made it clear that once all of these hostages are returned, you will be returning to your original mission of wiping Hamas off the map. Now, as you know, there's been some criticism toward temporarily stopping the fighting, claiming that putting the war on hold has given Hamas a chance to regroup and re-strategize with their allies. In the IDF's eyes, what do you say to those critics? And is that just part of the chance that's taken in an effort to get hostages back home safely?
So we need to balance up the components of our war effort. And indeed, we feel and continue to feel that there is no looming threat to our operational activities or the strategic goal of removing Hamas from governing the Gaza Strip as a terrorist entity. But there is a continuous threat, and we're seeing how some of the hostages are coming home in clear distress, poor health situation, obviously a poor mental health situation. So what we feel at this time is that it is okay from our perspective, even if it does mean that the enemy will be regrouping. There are no huge feat for us, but the challenge of bringing people back safe and sound is a huge challenge that gets harder every day that goes by. We are seeing some of the images of our civilians coming home. We are seeing the stress. We are seeing the health conditions. We are seeing the mental health situation of these people. Our hearts are breaking every day as we're watching the television, but we are determined to bring them back home. And that is why it is okay for us to hold our positions, to pause, to have an operational pause in order to achieve the second goal.
And, we're playing some of those, hostages returning, some of that video in the screen right next to you. And we've heard some of the horrifying accounts from children who thought all of their family members were dead. They were denied quick bathroom access, medical care, sufficient food. It's just unfathomable. My last question to you, Colonel, because I know you got, other places to be. You're in high demand. Netanyahu has vowed to resume the war with full force when this truce ends. What are some of the first objectives that the IDF will be focusing on? And is there any way to ensure that a new round of hostages isn't taken from Israel eventually when the war continues?
So first of all, we believe that we would not be in the situation of hostages being transferred to Israel if it were not for the military force deployed, if it were not for us pursuing Hamas, if it were not for us revealing to the world where they are operating in hospitals, near UN facilities, in around schools and mosques. We understand that it was a result of, I would say only a result of only our utilization of military force. So if we pursue forward, if we move forward, and when we move forward at the instruction of the government, we expect to have similar results. Of course, Hamas need to be pursued. They need to be hunted down, and we need to make sure that they never wield the power of government or the sword of death above our heads. That is what we intend on doing. That is the reality. And I would say all decent people need to understand that that is the only outcome of this war.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.